All right, so we're here, podcast number 2, joined by Nil. He's
the smog father.
The smog father, yeah. Roofer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
He's a foreman here at Sky Lux Roofing.
The best one.
So, yeah. How did you get into roofing, Mr. Nil?
Well, I was always working in construction when I was younger. And one year when I dropped out of college, I was in college for technical mechanical engineering. And I needed something to do. I needed a job. And so I went and my buddy had started a company. We were just hanging and banging.
How old were you?
I was 21. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was mostly shingles and at first. But his father used to work for a big company in Ottawa, and they did only flat roofs. So his plan was always to like go from shingling to put his foot in the door and do some flat roofing. So we did shingling for a while, and it actually brought us to Alberta. So we worked in Alberta. We worked in Edmonton for a year, and then we moved to Calgary because there was more work. And we did a bit of work shingling there, but we stayed for about 3 years. And that's when we started flat roofing. So that's when I really got into it.
So you were in Calgary from like 21 to 24?
Yeah, 24. And then I left when I was 25. He left before and came here to Toronto. So basically that's what he would do. He would like say, hey, I'm just going to go scope out some work. And in a month, I'll call you when I got a bunch of shits lined up, and then I'll fly you over. So that's what he did the first time.
But your buddy lived there like full time?
Yeah, he lived full time. So we both went to school together.
And then he
was
there.
a friend of mine, and then he started his company, and we worked in Ottawa for a bit, and then he went to Alberta, and then he called me up. He's like, hey, man, you still want to work? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. I'll fly you out the next flight. So that's when I went to Edmonton. We worked out there. Then we moved to Calgary, and then we started doing flat roofing. So we did like Hilton hotels in Edmonton. We did a whole bunch of big jobs and stuff like that, all subcontracted stuff. And that's where I started torching. And there was another guy with us. He had tons of experience, and that's who I really learned from. Mm-hmm. He was like a vet, you know. He came from roofers and big companies that he worked for, and he had tons of experience. So that's
you probably got to put the mic closer, I think.
That's who I learned from. So
yeah, it's funny because when I was like just fresh out of high school, I had one of my best friends at the time. He was like, oh, let's go to Alberta. There's like so much money there. You wanted to go work like in the mines or some shit.
Yeah, I got friends too. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, and he was like, let's go. You're going to make 150 grand and whatever. And like in my head, I was like, I don't know. I'd rather build something here.
Yeah, it was booming when we went out there. And then like finally when we left, it was like the gas was crashing and there was less work. So he's like, well, I can't make a living here, so I got to go somewhere else. So that's when he came to Toronto, called me up a month later. He's like, yo, you still want to work? I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, cool. I'll fly you out. So that's when we came to Toronto.
You're getting flown out, eh?
Flown out.
First class? First class? Hopefully?
No first class. No Louis Vuitton.
Wow, he doesn't even fly business class? Fuck, man, cheap.
He's flying you in for business, no business class.
No, all he said is, I'll buy your mattress. And we got a big house, a bunch of roofers.
Nice,
so
nice.
Just...
How long did it take you to be good at torching? 10 years?
Fuck, many years.
15?
No, I'd say...
You're still learning, right?
No, I'd say like honestly probably like 5 years to be really, really good. You know, you got to put your 10,000 hours, you know. So it's just every time I was doing something, I was learning, getting better at it, being more efficient.
How long were you a laborer for? Because some people, I know when I first started roofing.
No, not long. Really, actually, when I first started with my buddy, I was a laborer for a few days, and he's like, I need a shingler. So right away I picked up the gun, and I was super fast, and he enjoyed that. So like obviously he just kept going up from there. You know?
Yeah, that kind of happened to me because the good thing about roofing is like there's lots of opportunity. I feel like if you're working electrical or plumbing, you got to put your 4 years in or 5 years before. You know, you got to go to the school, the classes. Roofing, the people need roofers. So
Yeah.
they're like willing to teach people. And you know what? It's not that complicated. It's just you got to work hard and like put the effort and time in, right? The same kind of thing happened to me because, like I said in the last podcast, I was laboring and then they needed a fucking foreman. And I was like the most responsible one. So they kind of threw me in there.
Go figure it out.
Yeah. They throw you to the wolves, and if you're good with your hands, you're good with your, you know, the tools and stuff like that, and it clicks, then right away, like people are just gonna be like, all right, cool, this guy kind of knows what he's doing, he can handle it, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to learn, I think. Like, if you're put in this situation,
You're forced to learn.
and
back up against the wall.
your back's up against the wall, you're not comfortable, but if you gotta do it, that's when you like really
That's the best way I've always
soak
learned.
in, you know.
Yeah, it's basically what I'm doing with the laborers that we have now. It's just like, dude, figure it the fuck out, you know? Like, grab the torch, I'll show you a few things.
Yeah.
Fuck up a bunch of flashings. I
I
don't care. I'll redo
do
it.
that still with
Yeah.
the estimator in training over here.
Yeah, which estimator? Oh, the new estimator.
I can't really
training?
say his name, but
Yeah, you can't.
I do it with him. Like sometimes you'd be like, "Oh, look at this quote. I'm almost done." I look at him like, "No, you didn't finish it."
Yeah,
man.
but
you gotta go through it yourself. That's the only way you're gonna learn. You have to go through every fucking detail.
But you did the exact same thing with me.
I did it to you too.
Yeah,
Remember
you
in the
just threw
beginning?
me in. I'm like,
in the
what the
beginning,
fuck?
Jerry
This
would like
fucking
send me
guy.
like this quote's ready, and I'd be like, "Is it ready?" I look at it. You didn't look at it. You didn't look at it 100%. Look at it again.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like you're not like going like and fixing someone's shit. It's like look at it, figure out what's missing.
Figure out what's
No,
missing.
yeah,
then-
that's
and
exactly
then
what
that's
I
it.
do.
That's
You
the
know,
way
I
I
go
kinda
around,
teach
I'm
them.
like, yo, this is wrong. Do it again. So then he's just pissed off, you know.
And then if he asks you, how do I do it?
Yeah.
YouTube it. Fucking
Yeah, I can
YouTube
do
has
that.
everything.
But sometimes
you
I'll
know?
just show them. I'll
For
do
sure.
one next to him. I'll be like, okay, stand next to me. I'll do one, and then I'll watch you do one. You
Yeah.
know, and sometimes they like the comfort of you being around and kind of watching them, and some respond well to that. Other people don't need you around, and they just can do it on
Some
their
people
own,
learn
you
it
know?
quickly. I learned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the person. Some people want to work really hard. They really want it. You have to want it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's,
not everybody's
also
that person.
pressure. People don't handle pressure well. Like it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
right?
that's it too.
Not everyone's made for certain things too.
yeah,
right?
and from the start, I always wanted to learn. I've always been kind of a sponge, you know, and I would go see the vet and be like, yo, the way I'm doing it, like I'm always burning a little bit here and there. And then he would tell me his pointers or his tips or this and that. I'd watch him do one. And then right away, I'd pick it up and just, you know, just get better and better. And then you find tricks like not pulling out your knife as many times, or like finding the right temperature or heat or whatever to apply to the flashings and whatnot. But we also did a ton of other stuff. We did a PDM, TPO roofs, you know, tar roofs, and I learned from all of those aspects as well.
Yeah,
And,
I feel like me when I was learning how to torch, like I didn't realize until the end, like when really the way you want to be fast is by taking less steps.
Exactly.
It's not so much moving faster. It's like you want to pull your knife out at the right time. You only want to use it the one time. You don't want to keep. It's like a strategic way of actually doing things and moving the rolls. You want to move it once. That's the way to be fast. It's more. It's not so much working hard. It's working smart.
Yeah, so, you know, and there's other tricks like putting rolls on top of each other to cut them. You know, when you're doing flashings, you got 150 flashings you got to cut. You're not going to cut one roll at a time, one flashing at a time. No, you're going to put 4 rolls on top of each other, cut all 4 layers, boom, 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 boom. I can cut 150 flashings in 10 minutes, but other people will just do one roll at a time. It's going to take 10 minutes for that one roll,
Yeah,
you know,
for
so
sure.
those are all things you learn and you pass down as well.
So we see your videos,
Yeah,
and you love what you do.
I do love what I do.
Where's the passion?
He's got a trowel.
What's the passion
necklace
for
pendant
roofing?
in diamonds.
I don't know. It.
Roofing
He
trowel.
does have a trowel. Yeah, he's got a fucking roofing. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
He got a roofing
I
trowel.
don't know. I
on.
just always liked it from the start. You know, it was something I liked. I like the fact that we can work year round. You're always warm. You got a heat source, and I don't know. There's always that saying, you know, once you're a roofer, you're always a roofer.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So and you know, you start to get a love for it. And at first it's super hard and you hate your life and this and that. But then you start getting good at it and
then you start to love it.
Then you start to really love it and you don't really want to get away from it.
I think that happens to every roofer in the beginning. They're like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. And then after a year, you start to enjoy the pain.
And I like, and I like the physical aspect, you know, it keeps you in shape. I don't have to fucking go to the gym, even though sometimes I do. I mean, it's not something.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're always in shape and the weather's nice. You're always outside getting sun and that's good. Like tons of vitamin D, you know, like you're always in a good mood.
Out?
What's that?
Getting
flown out, yeah. Like Miami bitches.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so like what
else
was
is there to go?
what was the transition? Like when did you decide, you know what, I'm gonna give Mark a shout and I want to come work for Sky Lux Roofing?
How long has it been now since you've been here?
It's been almost 2 years.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I saw a few videos.
I think we were messaging each other for a while.
Yeah, we were
years.
for a while. For a couple of years,
Yeah,
we
just
were
back and forth kind of thing.
A few messages per month, you know, or whatever. And then I would show him my work, a couple of videos, and he'd be like, "Yo, that's clean."
Yeah,
I
you were never posting videos. You always send them to me.
No, I was sending it to you, and like I was just getting into like taking videos of myself and whatever when I was torching, but I didn't have any like outlet or somewhere to put it, and I had never thought of just like posting it online or whatever. And then one time he just offered, he's like, "Dude, do you want to come work with me?"
So
or?
I think what happened there was we had two guys kind of scheme up, or three guys kind of scheme up and say, you know what, we're gonna leave Mark at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Right. We had
Anarchy.
a few, anarchy.
Yeah.
It's like we had a few guys like be like, okay, we're gonna scheme up and leave Mark at the same time. I don't know where they went. They went to like a competitor or something, whatever. And then I had Nil in mind already because I seen his work. I knew he was a good roofer. So that's when I reached out. I'm like, Nil, I need you, man. Come over. Made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and then he wanted to be part of the story too. Like it's nice working somewhere where like
because I had
you're
already
important.
pitched that to the guy I was working with. I'm like, let's do some videos. Let's do more shit on Instagram. That's where you're gonna get seen and recognized and this and that. And he's like, I don't know. He was kind of like,
A lot of people are like that.
not like that, you know.
Not everybody's
deal.
doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, and it wasn't his
And
deal.
now they're like, okay, maybe we should post on Instagram. Yeah.
He was never big on Instagram, that guy, anyway. So you know, it just kind of happened that way. And then you made an offer. And I'm like, all right, let's have an interview. And then I just told him what I wanted and what I was expecting, and he's just like, yeah, okay, cool, you get it.
$21
Here's your
an
truck.
You want $21 an hour.
1650.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for even the guys watching like this podcast, like we're still early on in the Sky Lux stages, right? So the company's growing fast. I mean, the opportunities for even a guy like you to move up and you know,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
there.
Nil's
Like,
almost there, I
you're-
think.
Like you know what I mean? We're there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Project manager though, not estimator.
No,
I think you're more valuable.
project manager.
I
Yeah,
think you're more valuable there.
Yeah,
You know details about roofing and shit.
yeah, exactly.
what else we got? Okay, so field torching or flashings? What do you like?
Flashings.
Flashings?
Yeah.
Why?
Doesn't it hurt your knees? My knees are fucked from that.
Well, that's why I got those.
I
Really,
like the feel.
I got those really good knee pads, but now they're almost done. I need a new pair, so I don't know. Maybe Mark, you know,
I'll think about it.
they're expensive though. So.
What's expensive?
But yeah, the knee pads. But
Like, what's
no,
expensive?
I like
$100?
They're $380.
Really? For fucking knee pads? What the fuck?
Yeah,
$380?
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I used to go through knee pads.
That's
like
why I
crazy.
don't have like bad knees. I used to when I bought like shit knee pads, and then I found these knee pads from when I was doing tiles. These tile guys
Oh, yeah?
had these knee pads, and they put all the pressure from your knee down to your leg, you know. And I'm like,
I think
fuck,
people commented
maybe
before
they
knee
work.
pads.
Maybe they work better. They would work for roofing. So I bought a pair, used them. This is my second pair now, and fuck, I love them. I don't have. Sometimes when you do a lot of flashings, you like your knees get super sore, but for the most part, that's what saved my knees. And so, yeah, I like doing flashings. It's more, you know, personal. It's closer. You get better control of the heat and stuff like that, and wind doesn't fuck you up and shit like that. But field is fine too.
Ripping or cap sheet?
Capture.
Obviously.
Like everybody loves cap sheet day.
I don't.
I heard you love ripping. Is that like your favorite thing?
No,
Everybody hates
no,
it.
I don't personally like it that much. I don't like getting that dirty and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
no one likes
I
that.
mean,
That's probably
if I have to do it,
that's probably the worst part
you know,
of the job.
a roofer does everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Not everyone's blessed to have projects like ours, where
no,
90% of our
work.
work is new, right? So
Yeah.
And you know what? When we do get like ripping jobs, it's kind of like a good change. You know, it's like, all right,
Different.
cool. We're doing a rip today. Sometimes it can be rips. You never know what you're gonna get once you start opening the roof. Sometimes it can be like, fuck, I don't want to be here because this is a hard rip, or it can go super easy breezy. You know.
So Mark got shit on Instagram
I did?
a few days ago for you using the trowel. Who was that said something about the trowel? You're not supposed to use the trowel. Some guy from Germany.
No, they were saying you need can strip. I don't know about the trowel.
I thought it was a trowel. Someone was saying that.
Yeah,
you shouldn't
somebody
use
said about a trowel.
or-
It was like you shouldn't be using a trowel. Use a roller.
But sometimes when you're
roller.
translating
And
the
then when
German
you use-
fucking language, it doesn't come out
And when
properly.
you
It doesn't
use a
even make sense.
roller, they're like, you're not using the right roller. This is a TPO roller. This and that. It's
Yeah,
like, go
that's
fuck yourself.
that's
Like,
roof.
not-
That's roofers though. They're like
Yeah,
that. Roofers are all like
they're
that.
just being picky. It's like, okay, well,
What do you prefer?
I like a trowel better.
Yeah.
roller all day.
Yeah. Some people like rollers, but then you have to hold three things. There are more things. You got a knife,
the
you got a
thing.
roller, you got a trowel. And then you got to switch between all of those. I'd rather just have.
The skilled guys could do it easy.
Shit. This says the guy who hasn't picked up a torch in a while.
I picked one the other day. Remember?
Oh yeah, and you fucked up the flashing.
Where did you pick it up?
My house for like
Oh,
30
you're
minutes.
Yeah, you did one flashing, and then I had to go back and fix it.
You missed it, eh?
Yeah, I
You
did.
just
I
want
did
a little
miss-
taste.
yeah, I did miss it.
In the summer, it must be brutal, though, huh?
No, I
Yeah.
like the
The
summer,
heat-
man.
the heat?
I hate the winter.
Yeah, but like torching. And
Yeah,
then
it's-
30 plus heat.
Yeah, it's brutal.
gotta be fucking tough,
but
too.
you get
I don't mind
you,
it.
you get used to it, you know. But yeah, summer's the worst. I'd rather work in the winter than the summer when it's super hot. Yeah. So the best seasons for me is like spring and
Yeah.
autumn.
Yeah, the perfect weather.
Yeah, you get 5 degrees, 10 degrees, perfect. It's the flashings, they don't burn. You know, it cools down really nice. And
Yeah, torching's definitely the best, like 10 degrees.
yeah. So it's the best applications.
What else? Vacation with your wife. Where are you going?
I'm going to Trinidad and Tobago in
Trinidad and Tobago.
That's your first
a
choice?
week and a half.
That's the first choice. If you had one place to go right now,
Oh, one place to go right now. I think we want to do Aruba, and we want to go to Europe at some point. Yeah.
Neil is a newlywed.
a newlywed, and he's going to be a new father
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You gotta get
Father.
your son or daughter a little
My daughter.
roofing trowel.
Yeah, I'll get her. I'll get her roofing trowel. Yeah, for sure.
If you need advice, I got you.
Yeah.
Wow,
Jerry,
you
you're
got
in
lots of
You're in
experience
for a
there,
roller
Jerry.
coaster of a ride. It's a good ride, though.
Yeah, it's a good
a
ride.
fun
That's
ride,
what I
yeah.
hear. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm gonna turn 34.
But you never grew up in Toronto,
In
so you wouldn't know Dean Blundell.
6
show.
days. I'm 34.
6 days.
Yeah.
You
know
remember
the
the
Dean-
Dean Blundell show? You
You know
remember?
Dean Blundell?
No.
It was like a radio show back then. It was
It
popular.
was a shit. It was the shit.
Dean Blundell?
With today's society, you can never have a radio show like that.
Never.
You'd be canceled in like 10 seconds.
100%. You can't say anything.
Can't say shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's
I have a-
segment number 2. I think we're
done?
We're done. I think we're wrapping
What
up.
do you like about Sky Lux? What made you enjoy this company coming? I'm actually curious to know myself.
I like that you know, you're pretty easygoing and you know you like to do things right. And whenever there's something, you know, there's no questions asked. You need
100%. I like doing
pick
shit
it up.
properly.
Just simple things
Don't-
like I'm on site. I need a fucking scupper. I don't have to drive. You're just like, let's Uber it. You know, you get it.
course.
This
Don't
and
tell
that,
everybody my
you know?
Yeah,
secrets.
don't tell us secrets. There's companies out there that'll hire somebody, pay them $20 an
It
hour,
only happened once.
and then pay them.
One of our competitors has 4 drivers on payroll.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
way easier.
They'll pay the driver $20 an hour. Then he's got to pay for his insurance. Then he's got
Gas,
to pay for
truck.
gas. And that Uber that cost him $40 is costing him more.
Yeah.
But hey,
So all this stuff.
the
you know.
secrets of the trade, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good company. I get paid well.
Yeah, one thing about me is like I always like doing shit right. I think that's the brand. The brand that we're building is like we do it fucking right. Like we don't care. Even if it costs me money, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like we do it right.
Yeah,
And we've
listen. If we're on a job
It's not all about making money.
and there's something that's going to take an extra hour and a half, it's not about the hour and a half. It's about doing it right.
And we've had this conversation before.
paying,
Yeah.
paying
You know,
for that.
like I've done something. I was thinking more of the bottom line, like
No,
you know,
fuck
doing
no.
it fast and this and that, and you just like, yo, hold it back, man. Just
100%.
ask more
Take
your
question,
time.
offer it to the customer, this and that.
Yeah, the most
take
important
your
thing.
time and
Yeah.
and it you know.
I think it's
all
a customer service
support,
business, yeah.
Customer
That's it.
service, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Let's quote some jobs now.
Quote some
Fuck.
jobs. Get back to work.
We need a new estimator. Anybody looking for an estimating job? Email
That's it.
nil@skyluxroofing.com.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Message me.
Yeah. Email us. Reach out.